Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to my second video, Basque Lesson 1. In Basque Lesson 0, we just started to learn a little bit about Basque, more about its history and a little bit some phrases and basic phrases, yeah. And in this second one, we will just start a little bit with grammar and vocabulary, okay? Very basic, and just to start and to start knowing how Basque is, yeah. So the first thing we all learn are the personal pronouns. Yeah, as in other languages, we have 6 different personal pronouns depending on the person. Yeah, the first person, myself, it would be I in English, and in Basque it will be ni. The second one, you, it would be su. For the third one, the he, she, it would transform into ura and bera. It's really important to understand that in Basque, in the pronouns and everything, we don't make a difference between the male and female. Yeah. So while we have he, she, it, for the third person singular, it will be ura or bera, depending on more in the area where we speak than any other thing. Yeah. So, as you know, as we talked in the last video in Basque Lesson 0, there are some different dialects, and then there is like the Euskara Batua, yeah, the standard Basque. And in that standard Basque, there are some words, a lot of synonyms, just because they are in one dialect, it's said in one way, in another dialect, it's said in another way. So while mixing it, instead of just eliminate one of them, they just maintain the ura or vera. Yeah. So, but they are like the same, and you could use one or another independently. Yeah. So for the first person in plural, for the we, it would be gu. For the second person plural, it would, for you as a group of people, yeah, it would be zuek, and for they, it would be ayek. Okay, take into account that while in English, for example, the H is just like an aspiration, for example, to have. Yeah, in Basque, as in Spanish, this H is just not spoken. Yeah, it's just nothing. So for ayek, it would be the same if you erase that H or not. Just in the pronunciation, because while writing, it's compulsory just to write it. Okay. Well, afterwards we will learn the verb to be. The verb to be in Basque is the verb izan. Okay, izan is just used like to be, so it's quite easy. And yeah, it's in the infinitive form in Basque as in English it's not just the same, because the R it's repeated, but in Basque like in Spanish, for example, you can depending on the person it changes. Yeah. So for example, for me, I am, it would be ni nice. For the second person singular, you are, in Basque it would be zu zara. Okay, as you can see, there is no like the any radical that remains in depending on the conjugation. So you just have to learn by heart. Okay, for the third person singular, he, she, it is, it will be ura, bera, da. Okay, that's the verb. Remember also that normally the verbs in Basque, they are always in the end of the phrase. Yeah, we'll make some phrases later, but it's important to remember. Yeah, it's like, for example, in Japanese that you can have it in the end, the verb. So yeah, it will be quite like in Japanese, the grammar structure or the phrase structure. Yeah. So for the first person plural, for gu, we are, it would be gu gara. For the second person plural, you are, it could be zuek zarete. And for the third person plural, they are, it could be haiek dira. So as I said, the structure of sentences in Basque, all positive or negative sentences are ended with the verb. Yeah, in this sense, all basic sentences will have the following structure: subject, direct object, and verb. Okay? For example, I am Daniel. Ni Daniel naiz. Okay? So as you can see, the verb izan, in this case naiz, as it is ni, I, it is like in the end of the phrase. Okay? But for interrogative sentences, it is not this way, as those will follow the next structure. The question word, the verb, and the subject. Okay? So for example, who are you? It could be nor, Sara, zu. Okay? In this case, it remains as in English, yeah. But when the interrogative sentence is just more complete, maybe it doesn't work the same way. Okay? For example, like in English, there are some question words in Basque. Okay? For example, in this case, we used in the example who, which would be nor. Okay? For what, it would be zer. For which, it would be zein. The difference between what and which and zer and zein, it's just the same in Basque. I mean, what is when it's like open question with an answer, yeah, and which is more like or zein. In this case, it would be more when you have several options to choose from. Okay, for where, it would be non. Non zaude, for example, to explain where are you. Okay, and how, it would be nola. Okay, but apart from that, to make yes or no questions will be formed in the same way as positive or negative sentences. For example, are you Daniel? Zu Daniel Sara? Okay, so as you see in this case, it's not like in English, yeah, for interrogative question. Okay, so for this first lesson, I just prepared some phrases just to translate them in English, and afterwards to translate them from English to Basque, yeah. But just to help with this, there are some words I prepared, yeah. For example, name. In Basque, it would be izena. Okay, name, izena. To live, it would be bizi. Okay, it's just the infinitive verb. Okay, the infinitive form of the verb. For Japanese, it would be japoniarra. Okay, for beautiful, it would be polita. It's very common, this one, polita, and not pollita or any other thing. Polita. Okay. And for fine, it will be ondo. Okay, so to start, kaixo, ni Daniel naiz. As you know from lesson 0, kaixo would mean hello, yeah? And ni is I, Daniel is the same, and naiz is am. But as I said before, this would be like word-to-word translation, yeah. But as you know, nice is in the end of the phrase in Basque, and in English it's not translated like that. So I am Daniel. Okay. Zu Daniel Sara. Okay. You are Daniel. Okay. Ura enara da. She. Enara is like a swallow, the animal. Yeah, so it's a name. It's a common personal name. So there are people who are called like that, girls in this case. Yeah. So translated to English, it would be she. She is Enara. Nor zarazu. Who are you? Zein da zure izena? Which is your name? In this case, it could be what's your name, but in this context, zer da zure izena, it would mean more like what does your name means? Yeah. So in this case, same would be for a name because it's like it's something from a list of names. Let's just say which is your name. Yeah. It will be quite tricky in that sense. Yeah. But little by little you will learn how when to use one case or the other. Okay. Non bis is Sara. Where? Non. Do you live? As you see here, there is no auxiliary verb. As in English, you use do. Do you live, for example? There is no auxiliary verb. Well, actually it is. Sorry. It is. It's Sara. Yeah. So Sara, the verb izan is like in this case it's used as an auxiliary verb. Okay. I didn't want just to put it here. Maybe in next lessons we will learn more about these types of auxiliary verbs or cases. Yeah. But for the moment, please forget it. Yeah. Okay. The next one, nola da hori. How is that? Okay. Hori is that. Okay. It can be also this, yeah, depending on the context. But in this case, how is that? And nola is how, and da is as the third person of izan. Okay. So just going to the opposite, we will translate from English to Basque. Okay. So for example, I am fine, and you? It will be like ni ondo nago. Eta zu. In this case, the ni is, as it's clear in the context and from the verb, now as it's already in the first person from izan, you could just erase this ni. Okay, so in colloquial language, when you are talking to a friend, for example, if someone tells you, "How are you?" it will be, it's not like I am fine, it's I'm fine. Okay. So just erasing the subject, but I will maintain it. I will keep it in this case, yes, for you to understand. Okay. So who are you? Nor Sara zu. Okay. We did this one before, I think. Who is he? Nor da bera. Okay. I am Daniel. Ni Daniel. Nice. Okay. What is that? Zer da hori? Are you Japanese? Zu Japoniarra zara? And that is beautiful. Hori polita da. Okay. Please try to do this all these again by your own, or these translations. Yeah, just study the vocabulary, and please, if you have any doubt, just well, first of all, subscribe to my channel. Yeah, and yeah, please write to me if you have any questions in the comments. We have also the Instagram Polyglot Danny. Yeah, so yeah, in this channel just to help and to help you learn this beautiful language as it is Basque. Okay, so see you in the next lesson. Okay, bye.